Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we're going to be doing a tiny bit of a follow-up to a video that I did a week or so ago on this channel on trying to install Microsoft Plus 95 and 98 on Windows 10. It was a video that you guys really seemed to like, and I believe I got a couple of comments from you guys asking me to try out Microsoft Plus XP on Windows 10. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're pretty much just going to jump into it. Honestly, I kind of expect this to work almost right out of the box because we got Plus 98 to work, and this is newer software than Plus 98. Spoiler alert, we didn't get Microsoft Plus 95 to work. That was a kind of a disappointment from that previous video. But we'll see if we have better results with Plus XP here, which I kind of expect that we will. Let's go ahead and just try to run it, and let me just kind of apologize for this kind of weird setup here. I just got done shooting the video on Aero Tweaker, and I just thought we would kind of leave Windows looking this way for the rest of this video, and maybe even for like future videos. But Aero Tweaker, if you guys don't know and if you haven't seen that video, is this program that just allows you to make a ton of kind of crazy modifications to Windows 10, and that's what I did here with these gigantic buttons. So that's why those are there. But without any further ado, let's just jump into trying to get Plus XP to work on Windows 10, and we're going to go right into our CD. We're going to go ahead and open it up. And these are the gigantic scroll bars from that previous video as well. But we're going to just try to run the setup.exe file natively without making any modifications to it and just see what happens. So we're going to go ahead and authenticate with user account control here. And so the installer tried to load, you guys could probably see that, but it comes up with an error message saying that Plus for XP can only be installed on Windows XP Home Edition or XP Professional Edition. It cannot be installed on Windows XP 64-bit Edition. So that is interesting. It thinks that we're running Windows XP, but it thinks we're running the 64-bit variant of XP. So we're going to see if we can kind of bypass this. Yeah, so it says installation interrupted here, so we're going to just go ahead and hit finish to get out of that. We're going to see if we can go into properties here and run this in compatibility mode for Windows XP Service Pack 2. Let's hit apply and see if that fixes anything. But if it's like an architecture thing where it's gonna constantly be seeing that we're running this on a 64-bit computer, yeah, I don't think that's actually gonna do anything. So something that's kind of interesting about Windows XP and 64-bit releases is there were actually two of them. There was one called Windows XP 64-bit Edition, which is what the Plus thinks that we're running here. And there's another one called Windows XP Professional X64 Edition. Now the main difference between two of these is what architecture that they were designed to run on. And XP 64-bit Edition, which is what this program thinks that we're running here, was designed to run on Intel Itanium processors. And the Intel Itanium architecture is not compatible with the x86 architecture, meaning that you can't run x86 or 32-bit like software on the Intel Itanium architecture, which is what XP 64-bit Edition was designed for, and that's what this program thinks that we're running here. Now the other one, which is Windows XP Professional X64 Edition, this one is your more traditional 64-bit operating system in the terms that we think of today, which is the x86 64 extension of the existing x86 architecture, which is backwards compatible basically with 32-bit software. Hopefully that made sense, but that's why that we're not able to run this, because for some reason it thinks that we're running on the Intel Itanium architecture. So no matter how many compatibility filters that we apply, it's not going to do anything. Because it thinks that we're running this on an incompatible architecture, and changing the Windows version from the compatibility settings isn't going to change that. So what I'm going to do is actually set up a 32-bit Windows 10 virtual machine and see if we can get around it that way. Alright, so we are back, and we are in a new virtual machine here with a 32-bit copy of Windows 10 installed. So we're going to go ahead and try to run Microsoft Plus XP once more. So we're just going to open the actual CD and just view all the files on it. And we're going to just try to run a setup without any compatibility filters first and see if that works. So we'll go ahead and run setup here. We will authenticate. And yeah, check that out. We have gotten around that previous error message we were getting on the 64-bit VM, which is kind of exactly what I thought was going to happen, because this does appear to be an architecture thing. So you can actually get the setup to load on a 32-bit installation of Windows 10, but let's see if we can get any farther than this, because it might crash or it might not work. And we want to make sure that it has everything selected, which it looks like it does. It has 404 sub-features selected, which is going to take up 287 megabytes on our hard drive. So we're going to just go ahead and, obviously install all of these. It's going to be interesting to see how these screensavers I think are going to work perfectly fine, but the themes, since these are basically designed for the Luna theme, it's going to be interesting to see how that takes effect. So we're just going to move on and click the next button and click install, and let's see if it installs everything. And well, for some reason speech recognition is opening up. We're going to just cancel out of that, and there we go. It is very quickly going through all of these screens here. We're just obviously telling you about some of the features, and we're going to just start Plus for XP right now and hit finish here. And it's going to first of all ask us to register Microsoft Plus, which this is our product ID right here. I don't have this machine connected to the internet at the moment. Let's see if we can just hit cancel and postpone the registration until later. Honestly, I don't even know if you can still register this, because the activation servers might be down. But we're just going to go through these one by one and see which ones work on Windows 10 and which ones don't. And later on we will be taking a look at the themes and the screensavers as well, because I definitely want to see how that works. But it is a good sign that we were able to get the actual launcher to work, and obviously the installation process worked flawlessly without any issues. So we're going to just go ahead and start off with the voice command for Windows Media Player. So we're going to just choose, this is kind of asking us, it says that this whole thing works best if you have Plus voice command as the only speech recognition program, and we're going to configure the microphone. And this comes up with the newer microphone setup wizard. So we're using a headset microphone at the moment. And under the available commands here, this is where it will actually give us a list of commands that we can do, to actually, dictate to Windows Media Player. So we're just going to hit OK here and see if... So this is not even going to launch, because it says that you need to have Windows Media Player installed on the system. Now we do have Windows Media Player installed, but it just might be a version that is incompatible with this. So yeah, that's probably why that we're getting this error message here. So this is going to be one of those programs that just isn't going to work unless we actually go and download the XP version of Media Player. And why is speech recognition opening up? This is interesting. So speech recognition just opened up here. We're going to go ahead and close out of that. The MP3 audio converter, and what this program does is it converts a MP3 file to a Windows Media file format where it can actually be opened up with Windows Media Player. And also it says it will optimize your audio files so you can save disk space or play them easily on portable devices. So basically, anything that wasn't compatible with playing MP3 files and it needed to be in the WMA file format, you would need to actually convert. So we're just going to go ahead and actually try to convert this MP3 file that I copied over from my host computer to a WMA file format. So we're going to choose Convert Specific Audio Files to Windows Media Audio. We're going to add a file, which is on the desktop right here. So we're going to go ahead and hit Open. We're going to hit Next. And for the output format, we're going to automatically determine the quality, and we're going to put the converted audio file in the same folder as the source file, and hit Next here. And we're going to hit Start Conversion. And so it has failed. Let's see what the error details is. There are no details. Okay, so that is kind of interesting. I wonder if we can choose a, let's just choose the music folder and just start conversion. Yeah, so that failed as well. And it just, under details, it says check the details, but when you go into that, there are no details. So I don't know why it failed. But okay, so that does not work. So that's definitely kind of interesting. So we are at 0 for 2 here. So the two programs that we tried, they both actually launch, but they just don't succeed in what they set out to do. The CD label maker apparently just crashes. That is not a good sign. Yeah, that literally just crashes immediately after that's opened. So that is you can see it trying to open up here. but yeah, it just does not want to work at all. Plus speaker enhancement, I believe, is yeah, something you have to run from Windows Media Player, which again we can't do because we don't have the compatible version of Windows Media Player. The Plus Personal DJ basically creates music playlists for you. We'll go ahead and hit start here, and so this one actually does open up, so that is a good sign. Yeah, so this is literally a music playlist creator, and it's got these 4 steps here. Select the music categories you want, specify your songs, and you give it a name, and then you can play your playlist. So we only really have like one song on this entire system, which is that MP3 file that I copied over earlier. So we can just choose this playlist, all music. We'll add that and hit next. We can choose the the length. Let's go with the 24-hour playlist length and just see how that works. And we will favor songs played frequently, and we'll hit next. And yeah, no playlist can be created. There's no audio content in your media library that matches your music category. Windows Media Player skins, again, is something that it is pretty cool, and I actually took a look at this in my dedicated video on Plus XP, which I did back in again 2014 or 2015. But again, we don't have the compatible version of Media Player to actually get this to work, because it says you need to open up Media Player and go to the skin chooser. But if we open up Media Player, there's not, I'm pretty certain there's not going to be anything that says skin chooser. We can right click, yeah, view. Oh, wait a second, I stand correct, there is a skin chooser. And oh my gosh, check that out, there are the actual skins here. So let's go ahead and actually go with plus space and apply skin. Okay, so that actually works. That is very cool. I didn't even think that was going to work. And yeah, these are the 4 plus themes right here. So we can go with the plus aquarium, and we'll hit apply skin. And here is the aquarium skin. So yeah, I literally did not even think that was going to work, but that is super awesome. So yeah, there you go. So you can actually get the Windows Media Player skins to work. And for the 3D visualizations, this might actually work as well, because this is something that is in Media Player. So we can go, yeah, here it is. So under visualizations, we can choose the plus category, and we can go with, let's go with Undersea Wonders here. So now when we actually play this audio file, yeah, this is the, of course you can't really see it very well. Let's go ahead and switch back to the library and go to now playing here. And yeah, so you can see that this is that visualization that is playing in the background. And we can change this if we want to. So let's go to Max's Kingdom here. So this is one of the other ones that you can choose from. But yeah, they actually still work. Like I said, I literally did not even expect that, but that is awesome. So you can get both the skins and the Media Player visualizations to work in Windows Media Player. Let's go ahead and actually try out the speaker enhancement again, because that is another feature in Media Player here that we, like I said, might actually be able to get to work. So this is going to be, let's go into more information here. Under the Tools menu, and you point to plus speaker enhancement. So if we go to Tools, Plugins, and maybe Advanced. Yeah, so I'm not seeing an option for the speaker enhancement in here. But it is still pretty awesome that we were able to get both of those other features to work. But yeah, I'm not seeing the plus speaker enhancement in here. But overall, guys, I am pretty impressed that we were able to get like these 2 features to work. So yeah, that is everything in the digital media category. Let's move on to the games. Now the games, I'm certain are going to work, because these are like individual programs. So we can run this Russian Square Plus Edition. We'll hit start here, and yes, it is going to launch. So this is the Russian Square game. We can go ahead and do a new game. This next one here, yes, it actually does launch, and it launches in full screen. So we can go ahead and hit play here, and we'll put in my name. I'm not really going to play this entire game. Again, I did do a more in-depth video on all of these features, like in-depth. The video was like 30 minutes long, which this one might actually be close to that. But just to save time, I'm not actually going to play all of these games like in detail, and I just want to see if they actually launch, which it appears that they do. So this is one of these. So we'll go ahead and kind of, this is like a very like the mouse cursor is definitely kind of like, well, first of all, it's like going out of the VM, which is kind of annoying because of VMware tools that I have installed. So I'm not really able to Yeah, so yeah, so that's not really going to work out very well because the mouse pointer keeps going outside of the VM and it keeps you know, screwing me up. But the game does launch. That is just a like VMware specific feature that is kind of hindering the ability to play the game properly. Hyperbowl Plus Edition. This was actually a game that I played. For some reason, we're actually not able to view the start button now. We'll go ahead and just go back into that. Hyperbowl. This is a game that I actually played. Back like years ago when I had Windows XP. I don't think I had the Plus version of this game, but let's go with the classic lane here. And yeah, so I have not seen this game. I think the last time that I saw this game was when I took a look at Plus, you know, XP, which was back in like 2014. It was like 5 years ago. This is a bowling game that you play with your mouse. You literally just like move the mouse forward to actually get the ball to move, and you can literally like control the ball like. So it's kind of not really like traditional bowling, because you can literally just like move the ball around as you're going down the lane here. So, but yes, the game does work, which I didn't really think that we were going to have any problems running the games, because they are like individual programs that, you know, shouldn't really have any issues running under, you know, Windows 10 here. So yeah, those are the games. And the last few things to take a look at are the themes. So this is going to be interesting because these themes are obviously based around the Luna theme. So we'll start off with the Plus Aquarium. We will select this theme. And yeah, this just opens up the desktop icon settings. It doesn't actually open up the theme selector like it's supposed to. And yeah, this is because you have to actually change your theme using the new personalization settings, which, you know, they just don't show up in here. So that kind of sucks. But hang on just a second, because I actually have a bit of an idea. I have downloaded Aero Tweaker. As you guys can see, I've got it opened up right here, and we're going to be trying to re-enable the classic personalization menu from Control Panel and seeing if we can get the themes to apply that way. Aero Tweaker, for those of you guys who didn't see my previous video, is basically what I would consider to be the ultimate customization tool for Windows 10. There are a ton of customization options in here. One of them is the ability to, if I go ahead and search for personalization, the ability to re-enable the classic personalization menus to the control panel. But now that I've done that, I should be able to open up the control panel. And I can now go into Appearance and Personalization, and we now have this classic personalization menu, which previously was disabled. And in here, and check that out, right here we have these 4 themes right from within here. So we're going to go ahead and actually just choose one of them. Let's go with Plus Aquarium here, and see if that applies. So it looks like it has applied the background and the mouse pointer. And the icon set as well. So the recycle bin has the kind of like the little treasure chest icon. It looks like the sounds might have applied as well. It has changed to a custom sound scheme, which, yes, if I go ahead and turn the volume up here. So yeah, you can see that the default beep has been changed to the aquarium default. Some of them are still going to be the standard Windows 10 sounds, like the device disconnect or the device failed to connect, but some of them are going to be the you know, ones that the theme has applied. It didn't really change over like anything in the taskbar or in the start menu, but honestly it didn't do that in XP either. It just, like in this case for Plus Aquarium, it just chose the standard blue variant of the Luna theme. And if we go to the space one, that changed to the silver variant of the Luna theme. So the start menu and the taskbar don't really get changed at all, and that was something that I mentioned in my Plus XP video as well. So yeah, that is pretty awesome. The themes basically work exactly as intended. Let's go ahead and just switch over to the space theme, why not? And just kind of see how that one looks. So here you go. So yeah, the icon set changed, the cursors have changed, the sounds, let's go ahead and just... Yep, so the sounds have also changed. Moving on to the screensavers, I'm pretty sure that all of these are going to work as well. We should be able to actually go into, I think from in here we can just hit the on screensavers, and they should all, yeah, so they do all show up in here, which is nice. So we have, let's go with Plus Aquarium. So this is going to be like a little aquarium here with some nice sound effects. I actually used to have a screensaver just like this. It wasn't the Microsoft Plus one, but It was a like aquarium themed screensaver, and it was definitely pretty cool. So yeah, all of these, I mean, since they're just like screensavers, they are going to work totally fine. I mean, I know this because I literally have like a Windows 98 screensaver that I copied over from a Windows 98 computer over to Windows 10. I actually use the Flying Windows screensaver as my primary screensaver on Windows 10. So yeah, since these are all just screensaver files, they are going to work, you know, totally fine as you would expect them to. So here's another one here. This one is called Robot Circus. We can go with plus Mercury Pool here, so there's that one. So there's a lot of pretty cool looking screensavers in here. And there are some also for the specific theme. So for the space theme, which is what I have applied here, there is a dedicated space screensaver. So there you go. Honestly, it looks a little bit stretched out because we are, you know, running this in a widescreen resolution. This was probably, you know, designed for a like standard 4:3 monitor, so it does look a little bit stretched out, but it still works, which is pretty awesome. But there you have it, guys. So to answer the question, can you run Microsoft Plus XP on Windows 10? The answer is yes. Like I said, there were a couple of things that didn't work like 100%, but most of the things do. Which is pretty awesome. So if you guys want to go ahead, like if you have a copy of Microsoft Plus XP lying around and you want to try it on Windows 10, go ahead and try it out because it does work. So that is pretty much going to go ahead and wrap it up for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this one, definitely be sure to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to get subscribed down below and turn on those channel notifications if you haven't already to get notified whenever that I upload a new video, which I do every single week on this channel. And as always, guys, I just want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.